what a 19-month-old vegan, 29-year-old vegan, and 69-year-old vegan eat in a day. What an awesome idea for a video. This comes from Goodful. They've done a lot of positive vegan videos, and maybe that one weird one, was that Goodful? But yeah, terrific idea, showing veganism at every life stage, because you can be vegan at every life stage. I hope this is a good video. I hope there are good recommendations here. I don't know, but I'm interested to check it out. This beautiful little 19-month-old. I have a no showing kids policy on my channel. Obviously, this is not family vlogging stuff, which I'm very much against, but I just feel weird showing, other people's kids on my channel. So if you want to see this beautiful little baby, you can go check out the video yourself.
For breakfast, I made Beyond breakfast hash, sliced fruit, and banana oat pancakes drizzled with chia sunflower seed butter.
I wonder if she regularly does the shapes or if that's just for the video. I actually got some little tiny cookie cutters to make things like that, but number one, my kids would never ever eat dragon fruit. Little seeds in it. But I did use them again recently because I forgot I had them and I found them, and I made little peanut butter sandwiches. And it's cute at first. The kids are like, and they're more likely to eat it. But then after a few times, it's not novel anymore. It's yeah, it's heart-shaped. Who cares?
Then I added some black beans and some chopped red and yellow bell peppers. Fun fact, bell peppers have way more vitamin C than oranges.
And really great addition to the black beans. Black beans have iron, but it's non-heme iron. Not as well absorbed, but vitamin C greatly improves the absorption. So it's always a good idea to eat your iron sources with vitamin C sources like bell pepper.
My seasonings, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, and iodized sea salt. Iodine is an essential mineral everyone needs, and one way to get it is through iodized salt. You don't have to use it, but that's what I use to ensure Beyond gets his iodine.
Yay! That is so terrific to see. I wonder if she's read the baby toddler book. I never remember what it's called, Feeding Baby Toddler Vegan. It's written by 2 dietitians. It's a fantastic resource. Yeah, I wonder if she has read that, because they definitely emphasize iodine in that book, or they talk about iodine being important for vegans. You do have to eat certain things. Now, I would just say, I think it would be a little bit difficult to rely on salt for iodine. They would need to get a fair amount. I personally like to give my kids a multi that has iodine in it.
For the banana oat pancakes, I made my own pancake batter simply by blending rolled oats into a powder. Seriously, you do not need to go to the store and grab a box of pancake mix. If you have oats in your pantry, just use that, okay?
It's much healthier. It is not going to get you the same banana experience. It's just not. It's going to be oaty. It's going to be kind of gummy. It's not the best. I much prefer making a whole wheat pancake with banana or applesauce, something like that for sweetness. Maybe a little bit of protein powder for some extra protein. I did make some oat pancakes a few days ago. My 3-year-old loved them. My 6-year-old was kind of like, that ain't a pancake. So basically never give your kids real pancakes and they'll love oat pancakes.
Mashed banana, and then you add oat flour you just made, any fortified plant-based milk of your choice.
Did she say fortified?
Any fortified plant-based milk of your choice.
The person who recommended this to me did say this was a good video, but I'm always, I'm always skeptical, but this is great so far. Now I will say, because it's me, for an oat pancake, fortified or not fortified doesn't really matter, because hopefully they are having calcium fortified something on its own, having a good amount of it. If you're just using a little bit in baking or something, it's not as important as their main milk source, right? You don't want to give a little kid almond milk, even if it is fortified, because it has very little protein, very little fat.
Some baking powder, cinnamon, nutmeg.
That is a lot of nutmeg. I mean, maybe it's just the perspective. That looked like a lot of nutmeg for that little bit. I mean, even for a regular recipe that's making lots of pancakes, that's a lot. Normally with nutmeg, you're using an 1/8 of a teaspoon, maybe a 1/4 of a teaspoon.
Then to add some fun to his plate, I sliced some strawberries and made little stars out of dragon fruit. And I ate the parts I didn't use because we don't waste food up in our house, okay?
That's the other crap part of making little cutouts, with peanut butter sandwiches, is now, man, do I have to eat all of this? Because to get even, I can get 4 little pieces from one peanut butter sandwich. So that's for one kid. Now I have to make a whole nother peanut butter sandwich and give them 4 little pieces. So now I have all the shit parts, all the crusts from 2 Do I have to eat that? I don't want to eat that. So last time I just put it in the compost, which is not great. Also, it's a lot easier when you have one. When you have three, and one's 4 months old, no. If you want shapes, go draw them on paper. Eat your sandwich.
First, I added chia seeds to some water. Always let chia seeds expand in a liquid first before consuming. Once the seeds expanded,
That sounded kind of like a warning or kind of dire, like you can't eat them if they're not soaked. I'm sure it does help in terms of absorption of certain nutrients if you soak. Soaking seeds and beans generally does, but you can certainly eat them unsoaked. You can sprinkle them on top of things. You're probably not going to get much from them, but it's not bad, right? There's lots of breads and stuff with flax seeds and chia seeds on them. I mean, it makes me laugh because they're so much more expensive and you've got like whole flax seeds. Like you're getting virtually nothing from that. But whatever.
chia seeds are a nutrient powerhouse, and combined with the seed butter, you've got a pancake topping packed with protein and healthy fats instead of just maple syrup.
Yeah, but it's also nut butter and chia seeds. I'm not eating that. I have receding gums. I've got so much room for chia seeds to live, to get stuck. It's not a pleasant experience for me. And the few times I have given my kids whole chia seeds, I've put them in, some kind of cookie or something. They have complained.
Feeding a baby a vegan diet can feel intimidating at first, but it gets easier once you understand their nutrient need. The key to a well-balanced vegan diet for a baby is knowing when to supplement and remembering to structure each meal with foods from these three important plant-based food categories. So a third of the meal is a fruit or a veggie, another third is a grain or a starch, and then the other third is a legume, nut, or seed.
She has definitely read or is familiar with the website, the Two Dietitians, the book I was talking about, because that's exactly what they advocate. A third fruits and veggies, a third starch, and a third legumes. This is different from your typical, food plate, which places more emphasis on produce. It has like half of the plate produce because of calories, right? Because of caloric density. Little kids have tiny tummies and it can be really hard for them to get enough calories if you're giving them that much produce. Because remember, the other foods they're eating also have fiber, right? It's not like your regular omnivore kid who's getting meat for their protein. For vegan kids, you're often getting beans, nuts and seeds, things that already have lots of fiber and can fill you up. So yeah, I'm convinced that she's familiar with them now, which is super great.
Also, babies need a lot of fat, so try to incorporate healthy fats into each meal as well.
Oh.
Use that structure as a guideline, and every meal will be balanced.
Wait, what was that clock? Look at that, like, mirror back there. That is awesome. I'm sorry, baby, but you've been upstaged by a mirror.
For breakfast, I had a vegan breakfast burrito that I made with just egg. I started off by sauteing some chopped jalapeno for a little kick with some vegan butter. Then I added in the just egg and scrambled it with salt and pepper. So now we're assembling our burritos. We're adding in a layer of refried beans, spinach, our just egg, vegan cheese shreds, avocado, and cilantro because I like that. I know some people think it tastes like soap. I'm team cilantro.
That is the one food issue that I don't have. I actually like the taste of cilantro. I mean, it's not my favorite. It's fine. It definitely doesn't taste like soap.
I think that's something that people assume about plant-based eating is that you don't get to eat anything delicious and you have to give up all your favorite fun foods. And that is so not the case. You can find a vegan plant-based version of pretty much any food nowadays and it tastes delicious.
Protein, carbs, veggies, some daya in there or whatever those little shreds were. Delicious. And hopefully that sort of stuff will continue to decrease in price, right? Like just egg is so expensive. That little tiny container, even on sale, I see it for like $4.50. It's so expensive.
For breakfast, I use a high protein, low sugar, high fiber cereal.
3 Wishes. I haven't tried that one. There's some other vegan high protein cereal that we tried a while ago that was just trash. Every single one of those I've tried, which has only been, oh no, I think it was Nature's Path. It looks like dog food, number 1. Number 2, it's just disgustingly bitter. There's way too much cinnamon and it's like shit cinnamon. Oh, baby. It tastes like it anyway. It tastes like really low quality cinnamon. Oh, no. But maybe the 3 Wishes one is good.
And then I add a half a cup of blueberries and a half a cup of raspberries. I add for extra protein some pepita seeds or some sunflower seeds or even a few walnuts, and it really tides me over until I have my lunch.
I bet that's pretty filling. That's similar to what my partner does, but he uses the Kashi Go Lean, the chocolate, and he'll mix that, I think, with, he likes the little Quaker oat pillows, but they're way too expensive. So I think usually he'll use whatever we have in the pantry, the Quaker Life, and then he adds frozen wild blueberries to that.
For lunch, I made Beyond a mushroom pesto flatbread with a blue spirulina fruit smoothie, which I added his vitamins to.
Okay, so a little flatbread with olive oil and some vegan pesto, and then some sauteed veggies, onion and roasted red pepper, and artichoke and mushrooms. Whole tomato slices on top? I can't imagine my kids biting into a slice of whole tomato raw. I mean, she did put it in the oven for a little bit, but it even cooked. No. 6-year-old was just complaining the other day about spaghetti because there was like a tiny piece of tomato, whole tomato, in the sauce. Sometimes I forget that not all kids are picky eaters, and yeah, if you have one that just eats food, be so grateful. And you guys know me and all my food stuff. I mean, I never ate tomatoes like that. I even hated spaghetti sauce, anything like that, until really when I did a raw vegan diet. I started eating fresh tomatoes, and now tomatoes are one of my favorite foods. They're so delicious. So yeah, there's hope for my kids.
For a fun blue smoothie, you can do frozen pineapple, avocado, banana, almond butter, coconut cream, and maybe some coconut water and some blue spirulina powder.
Partner got some of that, as well as some really vibrant pink, I think it's like dragon fruit powder. I actually had to use the blue spirulina recently making 6-year-old's birthday cake because they wanted a purple cake, and I didn't know we had run out of blue food coloring. So that was a fun little experiment. It came out vaguely purple, kind of more gray. Gray cake with yellow frosting. Beautiful.
And this is where I add his liquid supplements. Recently, I just started giving it to him directly, but that day I added it to his smoothie. I did a vegan liquid multivitamin that has vitamin B12, D3, and iron, plus an omega-3 DHA and EPA drop for optimal brain power.
We use the Rinzo's brand because they're little chewables. My kids really like the taste. They look forward to getting their vitamins. So yeah, we've got iodine and protein and fat and DHA. Awesome.
The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has said that carefully planned plant-based diets are healthy for people of all stages of life, including children. Carefully planned is the key phrase here.
She's great. Does she have a channel? I'm hoping they put stuff in the description. That's not a correct link though. Yeah, it's totally broken. Wow. Good job, guys.
For lunch, I made this cheesy pasta with broccoli and Beyond sausage. I'm using red lentil pasta. I love this pasta because it is made completely 100% of lentils, so it's super high fiber, super high protein, but tastes like pasta. It's amazing.
I mean, it tastes like red lentil pasta. It doesn't taste like semolina pasta. It doesn't taste like whole wheat pasta. And also, it's very firm. I found that no matter how long I cook it for, once it cools down, it firms up again.
Then I went and made my cheesy sauce. Okay, so this is something I made up myself, and you use dairy-free yogurt, nutritional yeast, and then I throw in that umami seasoning, a lot of umami seasoning, and make it into this paste. And I swear it makes the best easy mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'll just have to take her word for it on that one.
Vegan cheese again, so I added that in to make it extra ooey gooey and delicious. And look at that. She's a beaut. This is so tasty, but so filling because of the veggies and all the protein in the pasta. And then you have the Beyond sausage too.
And that's a great thing to do, I think, if you're trying to reduce your animal product consumption. A lot of people struggle with cheese. I think doing a mix like that, I know she's using vegan shreds, but you could make like some sort of cheese-like sauce or just a creamy sauce. I don't know about hers specifically, but maybe some sort of cashew-based thing. You can find tons of recipes online. They're all basically the same thing: cashews, nutritional yeast, garlic, onion, maybe paprika, salt, that sort of thing. So make something like that as like the main creamy, cheesy component to your pasta or whatever you're making, and then just put a little bit of cow's cheese on top. That's probably a useful thing to try, and much healthier too.
Sometimes it's fun to make the quesadilla/taco.
Very interesting. I've never tried tofurkey in a tortilla. Usually when I do quesadillas, because my 6-year-old loves quesadilla, I do refried beans, just the canned. Usually the vegan ones are labeled vegetarian or low fat, with some cheese shreds, and then they really, really like the tenders inside because that's how Veggie Girl does it. Well, Veggie Girl doesn't have any beans. It's just vegan tenders and vegan cheese, and of course that's their favorite. So I do some tenders, slice them up, put them in there. Yeah, it's It's pretty good. Terrific. Really healthy looking. Lots of protein. I want to like Brussels sprouts so much. They're so pretty. And when they're all like roasted and caramelized, they look so good. But every time I try, they're just way too bitter for me.
For dinner, I made Beyond red lentil soup with paprika lime avocado.
I keep getting confused. She says Beyond, and I'm like, oh, Beyond Meat? No, Beyond Red. Do they have a red lentil? Oh, that's the baby's name. Right.
Red lentils. These are excellent sources of nutrition for our little ones. It's giving protein, iron, and B vitamins like folate.
I would just say be careful adding tomato products to uncooked beans. The salt thing has been disproven before. It's fine to salt your beans while they're cooking, but tomato does seem to affect them. I don't know if that's the same for red lentils, but for other beans, I always wait to add the tomatoes.
I made the decision to raise Beyond vegan so he grows up understanding how our food and lifestyle choices impact climate change, his health, and all the sweet animals that he loves. Avoiding animal products is the single biggest way for families to reduce animal suffering. Also, health wise, studies show that early childhood nutrition impacts long term health. What we eat even during those first few years of life can help prevent diseases that won't be symptomatic for decades.
Absolutely. Just getting all of that fiber. Fiber has a negative correlation with obesity. If you can reduce your child's chance of becoming obese, honestly, that's one of the best things you can do for them health-wise.
For dinner, I have Thai green curry, which sounds really fancy, but actually comes together really quickly. And if I hadn't gone vegan, I don't think I ever would have tried making recipes like this. So it's really inspired me to push my boundaries, try new things, and expand myself culinarily.
As a dinner option for a vegan, there's many choices of protein to use. I like to use a multitude of products by Gardein.
Our favorite burger is still the Gardein. Or no, it's not Gardein. What am I saying? Morningstar Farms. Morningstar Farms has the meat lovers. It's soy protein, I think. It's so much protein, 25 or 30 grams in one patty. Nice, hearty, chewy. It's not gluten-y at all. And then the taste is just really nice, protein-y deliciousness. It doesn't taste like meat in any way. It doesn't have the weird Beyond Meat thing or the weird Impossible Burger thing. I love them. And I really love hers because I think she's doing a good job of showing how you can eat processed vegan stuff, particularly mock meats and processed, protein enriched stuff like the cereal, but also have healthy whole foods with it, right? Like the cereal, she also had with some sunflower seeds, I think, and some berries. And then for the lunch, chickpeas and Brussels sprouts and arugula. And then the same with this, she has a burger and more arugula and some cheese. And for some of us, we feel more satisfied eating the mock meats even on a daily basis. Of course, you don't need to eat mock meats. Of course, you can get all of your protein from beans and nuts and seeds and whatnot. For me, it's a lot more enjoyable not to do that. And it's also more satisfying.
I really enjoy being vegan, especially in this day and age. It really makes a difference on your body and mind and soul. And my doctor feels too. He's happy about this transition since I've been vegan since 1992. There's so many options to choose from. The most difficult part to give up for me was cheese because I do love cheese. But now that there are so many delicious options of vegan cheese, there's no reason for me to eat dairy anymore.
Oh, what a nice... Oh my God. No, I just cried in a video. I'm not doing this. Not doing this. I was wondering how long she'd been vegan for. 30 years. 30 years vegan. That is so awesome. So she knows, man. Like, she knows what it was like. Could you easily find tofu even in the store? Tempeh? Probably not. I love that, I was talking about she's eating so many mock meats. She's been vegan for 30 years. I love to see that. I mean, obviously I'm biased. I love mock meats and stuff too. But I've talked about how silly it is. So many vegans talking about it's a good transition food, right? You can eat the mock meats while you're transitioning, but then once you're level 10 vegan, we don't eat that shit. That's just how it comes across to me. And yet you have this woman who's been vegan for longer than all of these silly people talking about it like it's transition food. And let's be real, they're probably not going to be vegan in a year from now. And she's eaten the mock meat, I don't know. That's just great. I'm sure her doctor is super happy. She looks so healthy. The reason I get a little emotional is just, I'm sure it was so hard to do that back then. I mean, I was a little baby. I can't imagine how hard it was to be vegan in 1992. And yet she did it and has continued to do it. I just, it's inspiring and also frustrating because there are people today talking about how hard it is to be vegan. And, you know, you have her and lots of other vegans who did it back in the 80s, back in the 90s, even back in the 70s. That was a nice little video to watch. Thank you so much to the person who recommended it to me. And if anyone knows their Instagram handles or where you can find them, because it looks like all of the links are broken in the description of the video. Good job, Goodful. If anyone knows their handles, if you could just post it in a comment, I will try to remember to pin that. Thank you. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel and liking the video and subscribing. And of course, thank you so much to all of my patrons at patreon.com/unnaturalvegan. I do post 2 exclusive videos there a month for $5 plus patrons. Just little like vlog style talking about whatever's going on with me. Sometimes it's kind of behind the scenes video stuff, or maybe stuff I'm working on, thoughts on upcoming videos, American Girl dolls, that happens, baby stuff, you know, just whatever I feel like talking about, basically. But yeah, thanks again. New video soon. 3-year-old has started this thing where they just leave food in their mouth for a long time and then will freak out because they have food in their mouth and they can't swallow it now. I think what's going on is they don't like the texture of something. Like I've experienced that before, and then you chew it like a lot and then it's just, I don't know, it's like gross and it's hard to swallow. So I think that's what's going on, especially once you've left it in your mouth for like a while. Like I thought, oh, they finished their food 30 minutes ago. No, they've just had that almond in their mouth all chewed up for an hour.